Hello, what is going on? Naima, how are you? I'm not sure that I'm quite ready yet. I need to get my, let's see, what am I doing here? Need to get the chat. What's up? All right, I'm live. Right, it's been a busy day today. Busy day, but we're ready to go now. Now. So I've unmuted the microphone, but then I think the microphone going to start again. But then I unmuted the microphone to start again. But then I unmuted the microphone to start again. But then I unmuted the microphone to start again. But then I unmuted the microphone to start again. But then I unmuted the microphone to start again. But then I unmuted the microphone to start again. But then I unmuted the microphone. All right, I'll try talking one more time and see. All right, I'll try talking one more time and see. All right, I'll try talking one more time and see. All right, I'll try talking one more time and see. All right. All right, let's try one more time. 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 All right. All right. If this works, that'll be great. Yeah, Rod, I turned the Bluetooth off. How is it now? Do we still have an echo? Can you hear me? No, I don't know how to even do two connected audio. Yeah, I turned off the Bluetooth, turned off my AirPods. Is this better? Yes, I can hear you. And is there an echo? Oh, nice. Nope. All right, I'm not even on the internet. Oh, the sound is okay. All right, good. Whew, thank you. Jeez. All right, it was a little hectic today already, and so I thought, man, let me squeeze in a little live stream, and hopefully now it is. Thank you, Rod, thank you. So your feedback is good. Liseth, how are you? How am I today? A little stressed out, actually, considering I didn't know if this was gonna work, but if it's working now, then I could be calm. Did I put that on? Oh yeah, simmer down. I put that on the latest Office video. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to watch it. I just uploaded it about maybe 2 hours ago. So, but yeah, Jan says, simmer down, simmer down. All right. Whew. Okay, you're welcome. Liseth, I hope that I'm saying your name correctly. Liseth, welcome. I used to teach at a school, at a middle school, and right next to that school was a school called Lyseth. Lyseth Elementary School. So, welcome everyone. All right, I'll take a deep breath, answer some questions here. Hope you've all been well. It is a busy day today, but since I didn't go yesterday, I didn't want to have 2 days without going live. But tomorrow, I think I will go live about this time. So we'll do at least 2 days in a row together. But it is actually really hot out today. It's about 40 degrees Celsius. If you saw the live stream a couple weeks ago, we had snow. Crazy, crazy. Yes, Jamie is in the other room. We've been doing some yard work all day. I've been working with some teachers at my school. So it's a busy day, busy afternoon, but I'd like to squeeze in some time to do a live stream. We say that sometimes when you're just trying to like squeeze, excuse me, try to squeeze through a small space. So we're trying to squeeze in a live stream, even though it's a little busy today. But thank you all for coming. I'm glad you can hear me. Crazy. All right, let's see. Lucas, welcome from Portugal. Cecilia, nice to see you. Saw Rod, thank you guys for helping me. Dennis, what is going on? We is here, of course. Gleb, how are you? Not working today at the hospital? SU, welcome. Would you please? Okay. M. Ibrahim, welcome. This is a good question. What is the difference between would you like to and would you please? They sound almost the same. They're both commands, but would you like to? I'm sorry, I have to ask. Hey, Jamie, I hear a little bit of my own voice. So, thank you. She's in the next room. So, would you please put in your earphones so I can't hear you? Would you like to? So would you like to is a little bit more polite, and it's almost giving the listener the option that they don't have to. Would you please is a little more to the point. It's a little more direct. Definitely not at all rude. You have the please there, and tone has a lot to do with it too. So would you please stop talking? Now, of course, that's rude with the tone, but would you please just be nice to your sister? You know, that's, so, but would you like to, there's almost another option. Would you like to have pizza tonight, or would you like to have spaghetti? So, little difference there. Very subtle. Very subtle, very subtle. And remember, as a non-native speaker, I'm hoping that people, when they listen to you, they will understand that you don't have all of the not that we are a tonal language, but all of the etiquette, all of the subtleties that go with the language. So I always give people we call it benefit of the doubt in English, where you think that the person is being nice. If there are two ways for them to act, nice or mean, you give them the benefit of the doubt and thinking, oh, maybe they just don't understand. You know, maybe they're not being mean. Benefit of the doubt. You're very welcome, Lisa. You're very welcome. Right. And if I do miss your question, please ask it again. It's not because I meant to skip it. I just accidentally missed it. But we try to do this a couple times a week. You ask questions, I answer them as best I can. Orion has a great question here, Orion 88. Couple verbs, very close, but a little different. So if we're talking about dividing, separating, sharing, they all could be, let's say you have a pile, or a bunch of candy. I like candy, so you have a bunch of it or a pile of it. If you divide it, it's almost saying that it's equal. When you divide, maybe you get half, this person gets half. Separate, it's if there are two people fighting, you could physically separate them. These are all really, really very close. Share definitely has that part where you're taking some, maybe it's mostly your pile of candy, but you will share a couple pieces with the other person. Doesn't mean you are dividing it equally. Maybe you're just giving them some. I hope that helps, but sometimes they are exactly the same. Gleb, how are you? Asma, don't worry about being late. You missed the technical difficulties we had, so. I'm not sure, excuse me, why we say I'm finishing up school as opposed to I'm finishing school. Maybe, but I would definitely say I'm just finishing this up, and it is maybe making it not so important. I'm finishing up, maybe to make you not feel bad. You're taking me away from my students, which you're not. This could be my lunch break. But finishing up is almost a lighter way to say finishing. But I could have said, I'm finishing school right now. I'll be right there. I'm finishing up school right now. I'll be right there. Same thing, but it's a good question. I'm not sure why we do that. Could be a politeness thing, finishing up. Good catch, though. Wow, lots of questions. I will try to get to them all. Oh, it's warm in the Ukraine and raining. Yeah, we haven't had rain in quite a while. Jamie and I are watering our lawn. Almost every night we'll take a hose and water it because we just don't have any rain. All right, Ibrahim. What is the difference between would like to and, oh, I already answered that. What does rumor mean? Rumor. So that is when people are talking about something that is none of their business and they're not sure of the facts, but they don't mind spreading. That's the verb. That's the verb you'll often hear with rumor, spreading a rumor. Sometimes the rumor could be complete lies, but you're often talking about someone behind their back. And that does not literally mean somebody right here. That just means when they're not in the room, when they're not around, and you're talking about them. Maybe spreading lies. Rumors. Rumors are not always lies, but rumors definitely has a bad connotation. We've talked about connotation before. It's a bad connotation, rumor. Lyseth. So it's the same as the school I work next to. Orion 88. This could be the same thing. You could hand somebody a piece of paper. You could pass them a piece of paper. And I wanted to do something, I think in the next office video, about hand, because we do have a couple phrasal verbs with hand. I can't remember. Jim says something to Michael at the end of the episode. And I can't remember, but yeah, hand. So literally taking your hand, and I will hand you this pen. I will pass you this pen. Sometimes if you say hand in, we sometimes say that. And that means maybe you had something at school, an assignment due on paper. You could hand it in to the professor. You could hand it in to the teacher. Yeah, Nicholas, I'm not sure. Would is a modal verb. I'm not sure. It definitely has that conditional piece to it, like would. Some of our conditional tenses are made with would. Cecilia, what is going on? I hope all is well in Argentina. And when I did these live streams a couple months ago, I often said, man, I'm thinking about you guys in Italy, because Italy was hotspot, we say, for the coronavirus. And South America now, Brazil. So we're definitely thinking about you here in the United States. So can you give examples of used to and would for past habits? Yeah, so used to, it's a weird verb, I know. We say that often for things that we no longer do. So I used to shovel snow, now I don't have to because it's so hot. I used to have more hair before I started going bald. I used to, that kind of stuff, meaning you no longer do it. But I think with would, I think we always use a verb with that. So we could say, when I was younger, I would go to the store for candy once a week. When I was younger, I would. Or last year, before the coronavirus, I would go to school every day. So sometimes I can use, like, I used to go to school every day. I would go to school every day. So sometimes they can be used interchangeably, but I think would always has to have a verb. Maybe used to does too. I hope that helps, Cecilia. Whoa, Lyseth. I'm saying that correctly, right? Lyseth? Could I say the company is in financial? No, you can't. Okay, let's fix this. The company is in financial trouble. I would say that because you have is, which is going to be singular. So the company is in financial trouble. The company has financial problems. That's how I would say that. Company is in financial trouble. Yeah, see, both of the ways that you wrote that statement have a conflict with the subject-verb agreement, we call it. it doesn't agree. The subject has to agree with the verb. Most likely the verb has to agree with the subject, but. Oh, Shref, hey, welcome. Thoroughly. We use that often. We use that often as an adverb to show that it's complete. Like, I am thoroughly bored in this class. I am thoroughly exhausted. It's just a way to emphasize, to put more emphasis on what you're saying. If a sports team is playing another sports team, you could say, whoa, the Patriots thoroughly destroyed the Buffalo Bills. Thoroughly destroyed. Well, I would say we use it quite a bit. Ibrahim, how are you from Egypt? Yeah, there's no difference here between that's great and this is great. You're just using a contraction. The only thing I would say is that maybe if you use the is, you are emphasizing it, but maybe not. Like, this is great. Might be better than that's great. But just your choice. Just your choice. What's the Moran? Oh. Hinkies. So one of those I don't know, Asma. But my legs are toast. I say that all the time when something is done, when something is finished, when something is used up. So if you said my legs are toast, that means they're spent. You could say that too. Spent, just like money, it's gone, spent. My legs are dead. You could say that too. After a hard workout, my legs are spent, my legs are toast, my legs are dead. Say that already? Yeah. The other one though, I don't know. Hinkies. On my hinkies. I don't know. We have something called You think that's what it is? Right. Jamie is thinking it might be on my heels, which if you, okay, let's do that. If you say you're on your heels, on your heels. It could be something, it could be two things. If we might say when we open back up, let's say that society gets back to normal, it could be on the heels of a coronavirus outbreak, meaning one thing happened right after the other. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that's not just completely depressing. I mean, I had dinner on the heels of breaking up with my girlfriend. I can't come up with something great, but it means two events happen right after the other, on the heels of. All right. Natsu, how are you? Could I explain the grammar rule? We can say, I want to eat, but we can't. Yeah, no, you gotta have, I don't know the grammar rule there, but you have to have some helping verb there. And I don't know, yeah, you're trying to, I won't get all grammarly, but you're trying to use the infinitive there and you can't. So I want to eat. If you want to use eating, I mean, it doesn't sound as good, but you would have to say like, I want to be eating. But then you still have that to there. So I want to eat. I want to eat right now. Yeah, I just stick with the I want to eat. Sounds the best. Sergey, how are you? I'm not sure what that means, man. How it differs from the American. So when you say that, the differs, there has to be two things there. Like, how is American different from something else? So let me know if there are two. Ozma, you would like, Omar, how are you? You would like me to talk about blogging? Blogging? So we have blogging. That would be the written form. A lot of people do that digitally now, online. A couple years ago, I asked my students to blog. Yeah, I think it's just a nice way to keep track of. I mean, you could have your blog private, and it could be a nice way to keep a diary, or you could have it public. And I don't know how it works, but some people actually make money off their blogs by having ads on the website. But I don't know all that much about blogging. Sorry. Oh, Omar, what is the difference between like and love? By the way, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe because I try to do this live class 3-4 times a week, and we will go live again tomorrow about the same time. So love is a whole lot more than like. But some people will use love in place of like. So some people will say they only like love their close friends, they only love their family, but some people might say, I love football, which isn't quite the same. So it just depends on the person. Some people, at least in the United States, are more likely to tell their friends that they love them versus other people. So love is usually just a whole lot of like. It's like the next level of like. But again, everybody is a little different. This is a good one, Asma. I can't tear myself away. And this just came up over the weekend when I was with my brother and his wife, I believe one of them said there was a TV show that was so good, they couldn't tear themselves away from it. And they were going to bed later than they wanted. So if you can't tear yourself away from something, that means you really like it. Like it has your attention. I can't tear myself away. We often say that about really good TV shows that we might, I'm sure you've all heard this. Binge watch. One episode after another. Excuse me. What is the difference between get something to work and make something work? Very subtle, but let's talk about my lawnmower, okay? It's actually doing a really good job for me. But if I say, wow, I got my lawnmower to work, that almost implies that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to fix it. When you say I got it to work, there's a little bit of relief there, like, whew. But if you make something work, that means you are more in command of it. You have more power over it. I think that'll work there. Naima, that was good. I'm copy and paste that right here, yeah. You might hear that quite a bit. If somebody is talking behind someone's back, spreading rumors, you might hear someone say, that's none of your business. None of your business means don't concern yourself with it. Don't talk about that. Because let's say a husband and a wife was having an argument about money, and I try to step in, to use a phrasal verb right there. I try to step in and help, or maybe tell them how they should spend their money. It's none of my business. Stay out of it. Mary, welcome. You will hear this often too. If someone is quick on their feet, if somebody is quick on their feet, it means they can think very quickly. They're very smart about something. Let's say there was an emergency. Let's say we were in a mall. Let's pretend we can go to the mall and someone collapsed. If someone was quick on their feet, they might tell someone, hey, go call 911. And that's the number we dial to get an ambulance in the United States. Go call 911. They're not even thinking about it. And then they do CPR. That would be quick on their feet. They didn't have to think much about it. Right there. Quick on your feet. Able to adapt. Able to change things very quickly for the better. Omar, what's the difference between give me and bring me? Give me is way more of a command. Give me. It can be a little rude, but bring me isn't as rude, I guess. So bring me, get me, just a little difference there. Or give me. It's just a little difference with politeness. Bring me sounds nicer. All right, Rod. Yeah, there is a difference between conquer and achieve. Conquer means you have power over something. You had power over that object. I could talk about my lawnmower. When I fixed it, man, I conquered that thing. I got the better of it. I was the winner. If you achieve, it's more neutral, but it also implies that it might be kind of hard. So maybe you achieved getting your college degree. So it was hard work, achieved. Conquered implies that it wasn't that hard for you. You won easily. Hope that helps. Yeah, Cecilia, you're welcome. Hotspot means trigger. So Naima, when I said hotspot, that's a good point. I've mentioned that in one video about COVID-19, I think. Hotspot, when we're talking about COVID, that means there are a lot of cases in a small area. So at one time in this country, maybe still kind of is, New York City was the hotspot. At one time in Europe, northern Italy was the hotspot. And now it seems that Brazil might be the hotspot for COVID around the world. Sometimes it can literally be a hotspot. If you're talking about a fire, maybe somebody's house was on fire and it has mostly been put out. The fire is not burning anymore, but there could be a few hot spots where it's really warm and could start a fire again. You want to take care of those hot spots. Trigger is different. Hotspot would be a noun. Trigger would be a verb, and that means to start something. Usually, to start something. One infection could trigger a whole bunch of other infections. But of course, we use trigger as slang now, meaning to get really mad. And someone could get triggered because rumors are being spread about them. Rod, you are welcome. Nicholas, ooh, these are very tough questions. What is the difference between used to and used to be? I know used to can be used way more often. You could pretty much say you used to do anything or have anything. Like I used to have hair. I used to be able to run a marathon. I could never do that, but I used to. Used to be, let's see, I used to be young. I used to be happy. Oh, that's such a sad statement. I used to be happy. Not true for me. But it just seems like used to be can be used with fewer things. But I used to be. Used to be maybe with just verbs and adjectives. Used to be. They're both very, very close. Ibrahim, you are welcome. Naima, thoroughly, barely. I can see that yes, those two could be opposites. With a little, let's say the sleep you got last night. You could say, I barely got to sleep last night. That would let people know you didn't sleep much. I am thoroughly rested today, which would mean you got a really good sleep last night. So yeah, I think they can be pretty much antonyms, we call them, opposites. You just might have to change the structure of the sentence when you use it, but yeah, I think so. Tanvirul. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. Welcome. You might be new here or at least new to ask a question. I don't recognize that name, but welcome. This is a tough one. This is one of those words in English where if you look at it to try to sound it out, it's probably not going to work, but it's schedule. Yeah, don't try to read it. That's the thing I like about learning Italian is that almost everything is said the way it's written. We call it phonetically. But of course, French and English are not like that at all. Spanish, for the most part, right? Oh, Portuguese. I was looking at some Portuguese last night. Nope, not phonetic. No. Yeah. It's bonzia, right? Bonzia. And I think there's a Z there, but it's a D. But I was studying just a little Portuguese last night. But good afternoon in Spanish and Portuguese are pretty close. Not in Italian though. Buon pomeriggio. Buon pomeriggio. Buenos tardes. Right? That's not even close. But Dennis, I would it doesn't matter is correct. Doesn't matter, but we often say it don't matter. It's not actually grammatically correct. It don't matter. But a lot of people, when they're speaking, will say that. Doesn't matter. It's not a big deal to you. But it don't matter to this English teacher. Doesn't sound great. Doesn't matter is better. But it actually doesn't matter if you want to say it don't matter, because that's how a lot of Americans say it. Wilson. What's going on, Wilson? Thanks for all your comments on Hello Talk. Wow. When can I use do and make? Oh man, do, make, get. Those are just words that are so big in English. Do and am might be the two most important verbs in English. Definitely not anything I can answer in this live stream. Especially, I think you're a native Spanish speaker. We just use do and make for certain things. so differently. I think in Spanish, you would say, I make a shower. And in the United States, we take a shower, right? You'd say, I think. So yeah, I can't, it's just too big a question to answer. Sorry, man. But thank you for all your support on Hello Talk. Good talking to you there. I got breakfast. Okay, Orion from Ukraine, Orion 88. Yeah, there's a little difference here between I got breakfast prepared and I prepared breakfast. If you say I got breakfast prepared, it means that you had somebody else do it. You didn't actually make it, but you're responsible for getting it there. So maybe you're staying in a hotel, or maybe you're really rich and you had a butler or something. You could say, yeah, I got breakfast covered this morning, or I took care of it. But if you prepared breakfast, you were the one that made it. I hope that helps. That little got, that's a huge get. Get is such a big word in English. So that's the difference there. Asma, you're welcome. Natsu, you're welcome. Happy to do it. Lyseth. No, you can say that. So her question is, could I say, is there enough space in the closet? Yes, you can. No. Space and room, they both mean the same thing. It just depends on what word you want to use. So if you have something large that you're not sure if it'll fit, you can say, is there enough space in the closet? Or is there enough room in the closet? Both work. Both work. Oh, and I think I did it once already, but I'll do it again. Schedule. Tanvirul. Hassan. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. So amend. Mary would like a couple statements with amend. So when you amend something, you fix it. And you amended the problems. You can fix them. Or maybe you said something wrong the day before and you want to amend it, meaning you're going to fix it. Amending almost means adding to it as well, adding to. So fixing, but also adding, if that makes sense. It's a good verb to know. Zubaida is here. How are you? Uriel, great question. We use this all the time. Kinda. You might hear both. Kind of. Kinda. Meaning not exactly. Not exactly. So if you had a homework assignment, your teacher asked you to read chapter 1. The next day you come in. Did you read chapter 1? They ask. And you say, kinda, kind of. It means not really. You did it. Maybe you are, oh no. Maybe a friend asks you, does this look good on me? Maybe they're talking about a shirt. You could say kinda, meaning a little bit. Not so much, maybe, kinda. If you talk about a person, maybe they're not completely short, but you could say they're kind of short, kind of short. That's huge though. Try to get that into your everyday speaking if you can. Kinda. It's kind of important. No, it's actually really important. In America, United States, we say kinda all the time. Kinda. Oh, Asma is talking about blogging. Yeah, I don't know about that. It might be helpful, especially if this business person was really, had some expertise, was an expert in something, and people went to his or her blog to learn things. Yeah, it can be a powerful tool for sure. It can really enhance your business, make it better, for sure. Oh, bird's eye view, Zabeta. Bird's eye view. And this actually is literally what it sounds like. So a bird's eye view is a view from up above something, just like a bird's eye might see. So if you have a drone, with a camera on it, it can really get you a bird's eye view of the neighborhood. So it's exactly what it sounds like. Tanviral, I am well, sir. Thank you. How are you? Ibrahim. Yeah, let me write that down. Jamie. Hey, Jamie. You see that? But we had been thinking about that. Maybe Ibrahim would like to see a cooking, like something in the kitchen, maybe making something. We could do that. Writing it down. Writing it down. We might do that.
What would you like? What kind of, like breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Yeah, I don't know. Ibrahim, what would you like? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner kind of thing? What's happening now, right? And I'm a bit crazy about this, but it's getting warm in the house. So I don't like us to use the oven if at all possible. We have air conditioners going because it's so warm, but we recently got an air fryer. I don't know what it is in your language. A couple years ago, they really didn't exist, maybe 10 years ago, but everyone in the United States on Black Friday, for the last 2 Black Fridays, people have been picking up air fryers. And I don't know everything about it yet, but maybe we'll do a video with some stuff made in the air fryer. Zubayda, Ibrahim, I would love it if you guys would do an Arabic version of your suggestion, of his suggestion. I'd love that. Look at that. Look at that. Effortless Arabic. That would be awesome, man. Boom, do it. Oh, Cecilia is saying that you don't make a shower. Do a shower. Do you do a shower? I believe in Italian it's the verb to do for make a shower. Faccio un bagno, I believe. Buonasera. Buonasera. If I missed your question, I'm sorry. The chat is all over. Oh, Orion, 88. This might be the next question. To look after something, to take care of and to look after, both same thing. So let's talk about children. I mean, they can't raise themselves, right? Hopefully not. So maybe you have a babysitter. I'm actually going to be talking about babysitter in the next office video, babysitter. Someone who looks after children, someone who takes care of children who aren't their own. And in Dinner Party, if you've watched that recently, maybe you've been watching the videos I've been making, Dwight's old babysitter shows up as his date. Just definitely cringy. Definitely cringy. Sharef. I don't want to. Sharef is asking if I can give some examples of pejorative expressions. And no, I don't want to. Because by definition, if something is a pejorative, It is a term that is going to offend somebody. So, no, I don't want to do that. Just know that's the definition. A pejorative would be usually like a group of people, and it's not, sometimes we say racial slurs, which would be, if you know English, the N word, and that would be a racial slur. But a pejorative is mostly calling a group of people something that would offend them. So no, Sharef, I do not want to use any pejorative expressions. Nisha, how are you? You have a romantic channel? Might have to check that out. Romantic. All right, Lyseth, welcome. Good questions today. Thank you. Amy will run the program. Amy will run the race. Yeah, it does mean something different. So you can run, which is probably the definition, it's to walk quickly. That's running. But we can also say if you run a business, let's use it like that, run a business. That means it means they are the boss. If they are in charge, if they run the business, if they run the program, means they are in charge. Yeah, run is another one of those words. I don't think I've done phrasal verbs with run, but I should. Yeah, Nicholas is wondering, what does it mean to speak off the cuff? Some people speak and they have notes prepared. They know exactly what they're going to say. If you speak off the cuff, it means you're just spitballing. That's another way to say speaking without any preparation. You're not prepared. You're just speaking off the cuff. You're just spitballing. You're just talking. Probably not a good way to teach. If you show up to class and you just start speaking off the cuff with nothing prepared. If you are a politician, most of the time they have prepared statements, so they don't speak off the cuff. Lyseth, I'm not sure how you would use that in the past tense. No longer. It is no longer necessary. So what's that noise down there? Somebody's playing something down there. But it no longer means it's not happening anymore. So I think we always use it in the present tense, don't we? It is no longer happening. I know, yeah, because you're talking about something in the past whenever you say no longer. Whoa. Oh. Tanviral. What does it mean that you would like? It's just a nice way to say you like something, like you would like $1 million right now. I would like something. That means that you don't need it right now. I mean, it would be nice if you had it. I would like. So it's just a nice way to say that you want something, but it's a nicer way to say it. I would like $1 million. I would like a vacation. I would like for you to be quiet. It's still kind of mean, isn't it? I would like. I don't know what that is, Nicholas. Get the pitchfork. Doesn't sound good though. That's not a common expression we have. Get the pitchfork. A pitchfork is something used to lift hay. It can be a very dangerous object. And a lot of times when there was a riot, let's say 500 years ago, people might have pitchforks as weapons. So get the pitchfork doesn't sound good. At least the connotation of it is bad. I just don't know exactly what it means. Pitchfork. Not sure. Zebeda. What is, whoa. Some swearing. Do I think it's a good idea to talk like this? Zebeda. I don't want to tell anyone how to speak. There are, the B word. There are some words that I personally never use, and that's one of them. In fact, I call it the B word. Oof. Talk about triggering. That could trigger some people, but some people use it. So I all I can say is that I don't, but who knows? Maybe, you wouldn't say that at school. You probably shouldn't say that in most workplaces, but if you're just hanging out with your friends, a lot of people use that language. So. Oh, Nicholas, buonasera. Yeah, that means good evening, right? Buonasera. Buenos tardes, right? Good afternoon. Buenos dias, good day. Buenas noches, good night. Buonasera in Italian is good evening, and buon pomeriggio is good afternoon in Italian, but I don't think it's used that often, but pomeriggio is afternoon. Thank you, Nicholas. I will learn Spanish one day. It might be, a few years from now, but I think after what did somebody say? After I conquer Italian, right? Probably will take me 2 years from now. I've been doing it for 13 months, but if another year, and then but I think it's one of those things that my personal opinion is that I am still learning English. I really am. I'm still learning English. I think I will always learn Italian for the rest of my life, and I just want to learn some more languages. But there will never be a day when I say, "Oh, I'm done." You can never learn everything there is to know about a language. And you can see that from the questions you ask me. I have been teaching English for 20 years, and there are still many things that I don't know. So, all right, a couple more questions, and I need to get out of here. All right, let's... No. I just saw Zobeda's statement, and YouTube thought that I didn't want that to be out there. Okay, let's talk about Zobeda's right there. I'll just copy and paste it. Okay. No. A spitball is, okay, think of a straw. Most of you know a straw. And so the wrapper that comes in the straw. Some people will put little pieces of paper in their mouth, make it a ball, put it in the straw, and shoot it. And that is called a spitball. And when I was in school, a long time ago, students would sometimes do that to try to hit the board, try to hit other people in the class with a spitball. So a straw. No, that's not what that means, but I like it. I like that. It's funny. Wilson, good question right here. What's the difference? These words mean the exact same thing. Sound the exact same way. They are called homophones. We have quite a few of them in English. Homophones. New. The only way you know what I'm talking about is if I say it in a sentence. The context. Homophone, homo. Same. Homosexual, same. And phone. Sound. So literally, two words that sound the same but have different meanings. Lynch mob mentality. Wait, Rod, you're asking about a lynch mob mentality? That's not spelled correctly, and I'm not sure how it's spelled. But actually, I do. All right. Lynch mob mentality. It means they want to get someone in trouble quickly without a trial. And that comes from a horrible part of our history when African Americans were lynched, mostly in the South. And what it means to be lynched is to be hung, And there were some times in the South, mostly in the South, if mostly black men, if they were accused of something, there would be no trial. A bunch of white guys would get together with a rope and then hang that person. So that is called a lynch mob. Lynch mob. So lynch mob mentality means don't worry about letting that person prove their innocence. We're just going to accuse them of the crime, accuse them of the wrongdoing. So not a good thing, a lynch mob mentality. So as Ibrahim said, I don't use those words, but I like them. They're pretty cool. I think if a person can use them well, that's a good thing. But I just don't use them because I don't want to accidentally say them while I'm teaching. So, but I like the words. They're good. Some of them. All right. So Rod, did that help? So rather complicated. Oh, Sergey. Yeah, I got to get going. I got to watch the Laugh Factory on YouTube. All right, Mary. I'll check it out. Laugh Factory. All right, a couple last minute. Orion 88. It's a good question here. Urgent means like you have to take care of it. It could be an emergency. It is urgent that this gets done. Urgent. Immediate just means it's happening right now. But immediate doesn't have that connotation about urgent is more severe. Urgent means it has to be done or bad things could happen. Oh, Mary is wondering, and Mary, it's hard. She's wondering what, Gleb. Yeah, urgent equals emergency. What do I find offensive that others don't? I don't find a lot of things really offensive, to be honest. I try not to be offended by much. So I can't think of anything right now. I guess this whole mask thing, right? Like I feel it's important to wear a mask in public. Just even if it does nothing, maybe it doesn't do anything, but in my mind, it just makes older people feel more secure, a little safer. So I'll put on a mask. And some people just like, can't make me put on a mask. It's my right not to wear a mask. So I wouldn't say that I am offended by that. I get upset, but I would never say to someone in public, like, hey, you should put on a mask. But So I can't think of anything that really triggers me, really, exactly. So why don't we wrap it up? Bring this to an end, wrap it up. And I will thank you guys for joining me for this last hour and 5 minutes or so. I thought it was going to be a little shaky, a little maybe not work so well, but in the end, I guess it did. So I have some things to do for my school, and I will try to get some videos ready. Part 3 of dinner party. And I have some other ideas for shorter videos where I'll give you 5 words that can really boost your vocabulary or let you speak more confidently while listening. So I have those couple videos that I'm trying to put together. So thank you all. Say American people. Oh yeah, Americans, Sharef, Americans, Mainers, and New Yorkers. A lot of times it's just you add an ER at the end, not all the time. But we say American people, we say Mainers. Some people call us maniacs, as in a little crazy, maniacs from Maine. But Mainer and New Yorker. New Yorker. Naima, Asma, Sergey, Ibrahim, Lisa, thank you all for joining us. Sharef, nice job. Nice job. Thank you guys. Absolutely. What's that? You didn't say. Oh, I didn't. Gleb, I didn't. Arone. Arone. I don't know where he is. I'll check in with him when we're done here. All right, thank you guys. I'm out of here. Adios, amigos. See ya tomorrow about this time. Okay? See ya.